What happens next? This is probably the biggest question that we've all been talking about in regards of the Lion, the Imperium, the narrative going forward involving the sons of the Emperor. So let's jump in and let's get waffling about these big questions. Just before we actually start going forward in this video, I just want to let people know that I am going to discuss some of the core spoiler points from the latest Lion novel, because it really adds to potential storylines and story arcs going forward. So if you don't want to be spoiled, if you're currently reading that book, then leave now and then you won't be spoiled, and come back after you've read it and then you can watch this video. I'll give you a couple of seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's move forward. So currently in the Lion novel, right at the end, we know two main things. Is that Dante, the Lord Regent of the Imperium Nihilus, has linked up with Lion L. Johnson. He currently found the Lion. So the Lion is with the Blood Angels in force. And the big thing on top of that, the Lion knows that he is not the only loyalist Primarch that is still alive in the current setting. The Lion learns from Dante that Guilliman is also around, and Guilliman is leading these Indomitus Crusades to take back the galaxy in the Emperor and in the Imperium's name. Now, one thing that's made dramatically clear is the Lion does not want power, but I personally think power will find him. In the course of the Lion book, he's said this so many times that all he wants to do for the Imperium, for his father, is fight the enemy, is to go out there and defend humanity. Basically, a crusading knight on a quest to vanquish the darkness in the galaxy. I know a lot of people, myself included, were saying, I wonder if the Lion's got to come back and he's got to see the Guilliman. He's got to see Guilliman with the Emperor's sword. He's got to get jealous, because this is kind of what the Lion was like back in Warhammer 30,000. He had this type of personality where he didn't really get along with others. But no, that has all been thrown out the window now. He literally just wants to go out there and vanquish the enemy of the Imperium. The problem with that is people follow Primarchs. And again, this is made clear in the novel. Even though the Lion just turns up just to kill the enemies, people look at him as a divine being. When the Imperium has been based on a religious god, as the Emperor is, if one of his sons return, one of his sons show up, then that Primarch is a divine being. It is the son of a god. Hence, that is a god, right, in people's eyes. So no matter where the Lion goes, he's going to amass a following of people following him, listening to him, even like, I'm not the Messiah. The Messiah would say that. He is the Messiah. That's literally what's going to be happening with the Lion. We've seen it with Guilliman now. The power of faith is taking Guilliman to new levels in the law. Even though Guilliman doesn't agree with the ecclesiarchy, even though he doesn't agree with the Emperor being a god, the power of faith is literally a new type of weapon to combat chaos, and Guilliman's used it. Guilliman's seen the effectiveness of this, so I think that is going to be happening with the Lion now. He's going to be gathering a massive force, and I think Dante is even going to fall in line with him. Dante's actually going to follow the Lion, because why wouldn't you? Even though Dante was made Lord Regent by Guilliman himself, once that Primarch comes back, he's vastly going to be superior in combat, in tactical planning. Even like Dante is an amazing warrior, but he's still not the level of a Primarch. Now, before we go to the next big step and talk about the brothers meeting, let's have a quick word from this video's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Manscaped. They are the best men's below waist treatment, the glorious grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers the most precision engineered tools for your sacred gene seed. Performance Package 4.0 is out now and has some amazing things inside. This package comes with Lawnmower 4.0. Now, I know how much you like purging those enemies of the Imperium. Well, this bad boy can help you purge your balls of those unwanted hair. It has a cutting-edge ceramic blade designed to reduce grooming accidents and has a 4000K LED spotlight for when you need a more precise shave. Also included in this package is the Weed Whacker 2.0 nose and ear hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, and Crop Retriever ball toner. They even throw in an anti-chafing boxer and a shed travel bag, so you can take this bundle of joy anywhere you go. Now, if you go to manscaped.com and use promo code Valrak at the checkout, you'll receive 20% off plus free international shipping. I'm not lying. I will not lie in the Emperor's name. Go to manscaped.com, use promo code Valrak to get 20% off and free international shipping. Do it, brothers. Go and purge your balls in the name of the Emperor. Now, one of the things that we all want to see is the meeting of the two loyalist Primarchs. As I've mentioned, Guilliman doesn't know that the Lion is returned, but the Lion knows Guilliman has returned. He's learned this from Dante himself. Now, I personally think, going forward in the plot, it's going to be the Lion that makes his way to Guilliman. The reason why I say this is that the Lion has something called forest walking now, where it's kind of like, I don't want to call it a psychic power. Well, there's kind of a debate at the moment. Is it a psychic power or is it not a psychic power? Is it something that the Watchers have given them? That's probably another subject for another time. But basically, the Lion can go anywhere in the galaxy with this ability once he learns like how to harness it. Maybe that's what he's going to be doing now. So he could literally walk into like the throne room of the Emperor. He could walk into Guilliman's quarters and be there. So I do think that it is going to be the Lion that actually goes out there and meets Guilliman. But we could have the other situation where Guilliman actually seeks out the Lion, because again, in the book of the Lion sends out a message to everyone in like the north of the Imperium saying like the Lion has returned. This is why a big traitor fleet, came to the planet to try and see this. A bunch of fallen and stuff. Everything was happening. So the Lion is putting the message out there, saying I have returned. So maybe Guilliman picks up this message and goes to investigate it, and then we have this epic meeting of these two brothers. Firstly, let me say, when these brothers meet, I hope it's an emotional meeting. I don't think it's going to be made with like, how dare you, Rebute did what you did, breaking up the legions. I'm sure that's going to be mentioned at some point and everything like that. But I think the first things that they will do is literally hug, embrace each other. These brothers are bonded now with survivability. All their other brothers have basically died. I say died in that way because, of course, more Primarchs are going to be coming back. Most of their brothers are lost. Let's put it that way. Dawn, Jagatai Khan, Lehman Russ, Corvus, etc., etc. They are lost. These are the only two Primarchs that we know are still around. So I'm sure that they're going to embrace each other. They're going to say, kind words to each other. And to have these two mighty beings back at the head of Imperial crusades is a mammoth thing to try and think about. Firstly, the Lion, back in the day during 30k, was one of the best tacticians, one of the best leaders of crusade forces. And of course, you have Guilliman, who is mighty with the pen. I don't mean that in like a bad way. He literally is a statesman. And one of the awful things that we have about the Imperium at the moment is how it's run. So now you have a leader that could lead and a statesman that can statesman. I'm sure I've just butchered how to say that, but basically that's what you have now. So you have like a war guy and you have a guy how to sort out the paperwork. So the Imperium from now really could start building on these foundations and start seeing the process of being restored to the greatness that it was back during the Great Crusade and, all those days. But of course, this is Warhammer 40,000. I don't think you're really going to be getting that type of storyline. What we are going to be getting, we know in the 10th edition narrative, is the Tyranids, the invasion of the Segmentum Pacificus. Maybe this is where the two Primarchs will go with their Crusade fleets. This is maybe where the two Primarchs will meet with their so-called fleets. You do have the Lion with the Risen, and he's back with technically the Dark Angels. We're going to do a video on that sometime because that is another big talking point. And then you have Guilliman with his Indomitus fleets and everything like that. So this is where they could meet, or they could meet before it and then go out together. But we do know that there's definitely got to be a meeting. There's 110% going to be a meeting in 10th edition. And I think this is my most highly anticipated piece of lore now that is yet to happen in Warhammer 40,000, because the consequences of this could be huge. Right. That's enough waffling for me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching this video. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, post it down below and we'll give a nice little talk down there as we always do. I am super looking forward to see what happens next in the narrative. I really, 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 really hope Guilliman and the Lion brofist and they just start, I don't know, DDTing people. They just start taking everyone out together. I would love a scene where the Primarchs like back to back and they're like, let's do it, brother. And they goes, there goes my hero. And they just like swords. you know what I mean? Just absolutely kicking ass and taking names. This is something I absolutely want. Right. See you in a bit. Have a great day and bye-bye.